Hi, Mark Jamin here, Medical Director for the Haywood County Health Department, and let's talk about this pandemic. Time for our weekly update. Um, no businesses to mention this week as well. So in this episode, the numbers keep climbing, but not the death rate, for now, and some graphs for comparison. In the past week, in Haywood County, we have added 23 new cases. That's a 25% increase just this week alone. 49 new in the past month. That's a 73% increase overall, just in the past month. The percent positive cases was inching up to around 4 to 4.5% from lower than 3% last week, but today it's shot up to around 14% compared to last week. And here is the important stat. We now have 29 active cases, 49 people in quarantine. Last week that was 22 and 46, and just for reference, 3 weeks ago that was 12 and 19. Jackson County had 25 new cases this week, and they have 56 active. That's a 33% increase this week after a 40% increase in cases the week before. And of interest, Transylvania County nearly doubled its cases just in the past week. So here's some perspective. Here down in Jacksonville, on June 8th, there were 1,800 cases. Today, there are 10,000. That's an 80% increase in a month. They were adding 14 new cases a day back at the beginning of June. Now they're adding anywhere between 6 and 900. And their positive test rate has shot up to almost, between 14 and 20%. So here is a graph of the R0 today. You'll notice that the states in red are seeing increasing cases. And here it is 2 months ago. Note the number of states in green then versus now. Just like everyone else, North Carolina continues an upward trend in cases and hospitalizations. There are a couple more hospitalizations this week here in Haywood County, but the hospital remains in good shape overall. And thankfully, the death rate has not increased along with the case rate. It's around 1.9% for North Carolina, similar for Tennessee, South Carolina, and Georgia, and Florida. In Georgia, it's around 3%. And I'd remind you that 2% of 60,000, which is the population of Haywood County, is 1,200 deaths. And that would just be here alone if it plays out that way. Here is a curve of cases in North Carolina. And here, compared to the U.S. curve of cases. And here's something interesting. The infection rate in China, 1 in 16,000 citizens. In the U.S., 1 in 110. And here's the curve for New York. And for our surrounding states, Arizona and Texas added for comparison. So what does this tell us? Well, cases are increasing more rapidly. No surprise there. But the question is why? And consider this. New York had its shut-in-place order at the time of its peak infections. And look where it is now. The rest of us did not. Our rapid rise is now. And now we look just like New York in terms of the curve upward, except we are all out and about. It is unlikely we will follow their curve unless we act. So for more, please see Patrick Johnson's COVID message number 20, which was just put out either today or yesterday, available at the haywoodnc.gov page. So right now, if there was ever a time for you to do your part, wear a mask when you can't avoid crowds and can't be socially distanced properly, good hand hygiene. If there was ever a time for you to comply and follow these things, this is the time. We could be like New York. We could be like Jacksonville. And the choice is yours. The virus is around, and it's not really an issue so much of the virus as what we do in response to the virus. So be well and be careful. Do your part, especially right now. And also, I'd like to add that just breaking news, I just received word that they're going to let me out of the hermetically sealed production studio. I haven't seen the order myself, but I'm optimistic. See you next time.